If you struggle with shyness or social anxiety, check out our free No BS training course with actual useful advice you can do from home. None of that just get out there nonsense. The link is in the description below. For now, let's get to today's question.
The question, how can I stop feeling shy in front of my teacher and class? Answer by Debabrata Chatterjee. Shyness is no longer considered a quality for either sex. Rather, shyness is a demerit that causes difficulties in every field of life. 1. In normal life, shy men cannot mix or interact with other people. Even they cannot interact properly with their parents and siblings. They have generally no friends. As such, shyness makes them unsocial. Other people found them to be self-centered and egoistic. Such people are generally unpopular in social life. 2. Further, shyness hampers their education also. Such people cannot share their shortcomings with their teachers and even with their friends. Hence, they suffer. So far career is concerned, they perform miserably in interviews and fail to get better jobs. 3. As such, shyness play a negative role throughout their life. Now comes the million-dollar question, what is the way out? A. Interact forcefully with the people around you, irrespective of their sex or age. You will surely feel difficulty and uncomfortable. But do not stop. Practice beforehand what to speak. Practice a lot with friends, and before the mirror. Firstly, it will be shaky and difficult to act against your nature. Some people may laugh at you. You don't lose heart. Continue the process with varied people. Gradually, you will feel comfortable and enjoy the process. And you are cured. B. For interviews, practice before the mirror with expected questions. Mock interview with a friend taking him interviewer will be of immense help. C. Shyness is the byproduct of mental weakness and lack of self-confidence as well as an inferiority complex. For a radical and permanent solution, all these problems should be solved. D. Physical exercises, yoga, pranayama, deep breathing, meditation, etc. make us physically as well as mentally strong. E. Mix with only positive-minded people. Negative-minded people hampers our self-confidence and self-respect. F. Great type activities make us positive in mind. G. Inferiority complex is a dangerous ailment in which a person judges himself to be the worst of the worst creature. The most insignificant and unwanted one. He starts to avoid people. Accordingly, he is abandoned and left alone. To go to the origin, the background of this complex is a continuous injustice, insult, blaming, etc. There are people in society who gets pleasure in hurting others. Actually, they are psychic, suffering from a mental ailment. Their comments should be neglected and ignored at the best. Moreover, if possible, have pity on them. 4. You are unique in this world. No one is similar to anybody. Biologically, each one has unique and different genetic configuration. Comparison between dissimilar objects is illogical. Hence, never compare yourself with anybody. You are neither superior nor inferior to anybody. You are yourself, second to none. 5. Each and every one has merits as well as demerits. No one is perfect. No one is ultimate. No one is complete. 6. Keep it in mind that there is the father of every father, i.e., there can be always richer, stronger, smarter person or person having more quality in reality. As an example, there is a more intelligent student than your neighbor's proud son. There is a smarter guy than your so-called local hero. There is a more beautiful girl than your beauty queen neighbor, and so on. Therefore, there is no valid reason for their so-called superiority. They are idiotic in their behavior. Have pity on such idiotic people. Above all, you are unique, inferior to none. 7. A positive approach to the adverse situation is to prepare yourself with more determination. Upgrade yourself with proper education, grooming, and hard labor. Hard labor has a unique power to surpass merit other barriers. Work the hardest. Leave no stone unturned to achieve success. Answer by Anshu Bharti. Feeling shy is a perfect sign of introversion. It is in your mind that stops you to open up and speak your heart out. Sometimes you find it very difficult to stand in a crowd or even to keep your points in front of a group of people. We are introvert and fear to be mocked. We better decide to keep our mouth shut, neither words come out, nor there comes a risk to be ridiculed. So we are safe. We intuit that people, who take the stage to speak, must be extraordinary. Let me clarify here, they are just like us. To this, I can write my experience. I have been a very good speaker, or you can call me an aggressive speaker during my school days. But gradually during college it reduced and I became somewhat shy. I was struggling to deal with this. Then in Delhi, I had a German friend who was a visiting professor in JNU and often had to speak in seminars and conferences. With time, we became best friends and started sharing our thoughts, emotions and fear. One day when he had to speak in a seminar, he told me he is very nervous to go to stage. Later he asked me if he sounded nervous while speaking as I was there. I had not expected this from him as I had considered him as a trained and highly qualified person. That time I realized, everyone has the fear, the shyness. The only difference, which makes someone brave in public, is having guts to overcome such negative feelings. The moment we consider everyone equal in knowledge or performance and stop underestimating ourselves, we lose the shyness and fear. Thank you for reading. Stay calm. Anshu. Answer by Judith Begley Tremarkey. I think shyness and a lack of self-confidence usually comes from fear. Perhaps if you understand your fear response better, it will help you. Back when the human personality was being formed on the African belt, taking the risk meant risking your life. Go check out what's on the other side of the river. You might be someone else's dinner. Stay out late in the day to try to catch another antelope. It gets dark, you don't make it home. Human beings are hardwired to avoid risk, and the mere thought of risk creates primal fear. These days, we still tend to have the primal fear reaction when presented with risk, even though our lives are not at stake. More often than not, our fears are meaningless and useless. I think by and large most people's lives are dominated by fear, caution, and being comfortable. Unfortunately, the best lives, the most exciting lives, the lives worth living are the ones where a person surmounts their fear, sets aside caution and quits caring about being safe and comfortable. Fear and shyness cannot hurt you by themselves. Fear is a feeling. It is a message from deep in your brain trying to keep you safe. Safe from a saber-toothed tiger maybe, or a caveman with a club. Fear is very rarely useful anymore. Unless you are walking on a high cliff or facing a guy with a gun, fear is useless. It is uncomfortable to feel fear. We think it means something. We treat it like it is important. We need to start treating fear and shyness like the obsolete, antiquated feelings that they are. The only way to make the fear messages quiet down is to ignore them. And the only way to ignore them is to set a goal, feel the fear, and complete the goal. Complete the goal. No matter how it feels, complete the goal. I wish I had a pill for this, but the only solution is to complete the goal.